Okay. I'm going to try and do VOD reviews in game. I hope that this works. I'm not totally confident, but but yeah, we'll see. I run out of virtual memory trying this, so we'll give this a shot. We're spectating a Plat 2 Mantis, RothGelen, and you have a tough time against like the Rocket Punisher team ups. And uh, you know, you're not sure entirely sometimes if you should be healing or if you should be doing damage. I can tell you right now on Mantis, what you should be doing is damage most of the time. You should be prioritizing damage boost on yourself, on your allies, and dealing damage yourself. Mantis's strengths don't come from her heals; she comes from her support. Rocket, Rocket can output a lot more heals, and you have Cloak and Dagger in your team as well, so you're running triple support. So the most important thing in this situation is to apply pressure with your team through the use of your damage and damage boost. Um, that being said, we'll jump into this here. So right now you have a lot of wasted movements up top. You damage boosting and applying heals to people early, and nobody's out. You should have been breaking this wall ahead of time to try and prepare for being able to see the enemy where they're coming from. Because now they're showing up, they're going to walk through the choke, and you're going to be all the way back over here. You're not doing anything. So Thor walked in for free. He never took any damage from you. You don't have the damage boost applied to yourself, and you are standing still to try and hit your shots, which I think is good. But what's bad is the fact that nobody, including yourself, has the damage boost on you. Um, yeah, you should be prioritizing doing that. I like the fact that you're standing still to try and like improve your accuracy, but applying heals to people who have full health is not really super useful. And like right here, you have sleep. You could just like, while he has infinite ammo, you could throw the sleep down on top of him and then just leave him asleep and not wake him up because you probably aren't going to secure the kill with the two supports being back here. Uh, I would just, I would put him to sleep, leave him to sleep, and then like keep my team alive. And like right here, you're missing a lot of shots as Mantis because of the fact that because of the fact that you're looking down at him, right? If you were instead I don't like that one either. Yeah, let's say if you were instead down here shooting this direction and you just left your crosshair at head level, uh, it'd be much easier to hit the shots on him, right? Because right now you're shooting because of the fact that you're missing most of your shots. Your team is lacking from the damage that would normally be applied through a tank or just another DPS. Uh, so yeah, try to position yourself into areas where you think your shots could, you know, be easier to hit because shooting down from above, you're kind of making it a little bit more difficult on yourself. Which isn't to say that you couldn't be in this position, but if you find that you're not hitting your shots, I would rotate into a position where I could hit my shots a little bit better. You're still off angling as like your team is coming this way and and you're looking this way, but you're just taking a much softer off angle. But yeah, your thing falls over and he dies. He gets rezzed, but because of the fact that you lose that pressure from having a solo tank, your team is about to get run over really fast, especially with the infinite ammo. And once again, you're applying heals when you need to be applying like you're applying heals now, but it's like you know, you have all of these leaves available to you that you should be applying damage boost nonstop to people who once it wears off. I think the cooldown is like it's somewhere between like 10 and 15 seconds or something like that. So like every 10 or 15 seconds, you need to be applying damage boost to the people who are doing damage. And now at this point, you're just on the back end. Like you kill the storm, which is great, but it ultimately doesn't matter. Like you're also applying a heal to a full health tank here. Like he doesn't need the health. He has plenty. You know, you could have applied the damage boost and he could have been dealing more damage. You apply the heal to your teammates when they get low. And that's something that for all support players need to understand. It is better for you to deal damage than it is for you to heal most of the time. You want to heal when players are under threat. You don't want to heal when players have like this much health missing. Like healing at this point doesn't really do a whole lot. You know you're topping them off, but what they need right now is for you to prioritize dealing damage because a 2v1 dealing damage to someone is a lot more useful than you just heal botting into somebody that's like never going down. Because the damage output from two people is a lot. Once again, you saw how like you're looking down and you're missing shots. Try to avoid those situations. You're preemptively applying heals to like full health people. And because of it, you put yourself in a position where now you're in trouble. Walk away. You put yourself in a position where now you're in trouble because of the fact that you were applying a heal to somebody who had abilities and was already full health. Then you put Cap to sleep, and it's not enough to kill him. It's probably not enough to kill him. And so you go for the headshot. But the thing is, like, you didn't even apply the damage boost to yourself. So you're taking a fight which you're at a disadvantage. And it would have been better to either put him to sleep and then walk away, or put him to sleep and then damage boost yourself and then headshot him. But instead, you take the duel and you lose for it anyway. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he still had plenty of health. His team was backing him up. You were not going to win that fight. You should. The sleep lasts so long that you could have just like put him to sleep and like walk away. Now your team needs help. Now you heal. See how like you got like the maximum efficiency out of your heals? That's a good heal. Those are the kind of heals you want to do. The secondary heal, not super needed. Once again, you're applying heals to people who are full health. Find the people who are low, like Rocket, and heal him. There you go. Apply. That would have been a good time to support ult, I think. I mean, it worked out for your team, but it would have helped them stay more confident to like stay up there and build your ult back up. Because like right now, your team is just like holding on to ults, which is always like the worst thing in the world. Once again, look at how many heals you're applying and how you're not applying the damage, right? Now your team is luckily like hitting ult so they can start to retake the point. But everybody on this team, especially now that they don't have to worry about health because of the fact that Cloak ulted, everybody should be getting damage boost. On top of Rocket's damage boost, like that's I think Mantis's is like a 12% increase in damage and Rocket's is a 40%. So that would be like a 52% damage plus they're standing in her ultimate. Easy cleanup, right? That ult wasn't needed because of the fact that your team had already had the advantage. So now you don't have the ult for the next fight. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. You got him. You could have put him to sleep there and then finished him off. You're not damage boosted. Like you're healing people that don't need heals. Now you damage boost yourself, but there's nobody around you. At least you have it for when they engage. Now you can go into heal mode. Okay, you're focusing on heals, which is fine. You don't need to touch the point. You're taking a lot of damage for free. You can arc your sleep and just like look up, tilt your crosshair like up here, and then just like throw the sleep out, and you might be able to hit the Punisher and just put him to sleep and leave him there, right? Like if you see that, don't be afraid to use these abilities offensively, because like when they're just sitting there, they're not doing anything. You could use them to secure kills between between the fights or when they're going on the offensive. But once again, you're applying heals to help people who are full health. Damage, 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 damage boost, damage boost. No more heals, damage boost. Right now, like you hear Bucky ult, just like in my support video where I'm like, you should be healing people who are ulting. You should also be damage boosting the people who are ulting. And then you damage boost the Cloak and Dagger. I'm pretty sure that was an accident. These things are even more heavily armed than I am. See, the thing is, like you said, you felt like you needed to heal more, but you need to heal less. So you're applying heals once again that aren't going to do anything. you're doing damage and you don't have the damage boost applied to yourself. Every single time you don't have the damage boost on yourself, I want you to apply it. Every single time. Like, I'm pretty sure the damage boost also when you apply it to yourself also gives you a heal over time as well. So like always be damage boosting yourself. Here you can go help your ally out. Here's where you could put him to sleep. Put him to sleep. Put him to sleep. He got out just barely, and imagine if you put him to sleep first and everybody got some free shots off. It would have been a nice, free, easy pick, right? Use your abilities almost off of cooldown. If you don't need to hold on to them in order to make sure that there's like somebody who's going to dive you, like if they had a Black Panther or something on their team, like sure, maybe you need to hold on to the sleep. But the only person who's going to attack you is maybe Captain America, and he was right there. So use that ability offensively to try and secure the kill on him. There you go. You got the damage boost on Bucky. There you go. There, see? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You see how effective that was to put him to sleep and then gets free shots off? And your team wasn't even there, like, fully helping you. Like, when that happens, use that stuff offensively. You need to start thinking where you want to be in position. This isn't bad. I hate those jump pads. Damage boost, damage boost. Look at Bucky's dealing damage. And you hit him with the heal. Here's the thing. If you are going to heal and you're going to focus on healing your teammates, there are better healers. There's Cloak and Dagger. There's Rocket. There's Invisible Woman. There's a lot of supports that can just prioritize just heal botting and do decently, right? If you're going to play Mantis, you need to be damage boosting your allies. Like, you can pop a heal to Bucky now. Like, that's a pretty decent chunk of health on a squishy. But otherwise, like, you need to be making sure that this guy has damage boost on him and this guy has damage boost on him. Even the Thing having damage boost. Because, like, you have all of your leaves. You have plenty of resources. You should be damage boosting and then trying to hit headshots to get them back. So that way you can heal or damage boost some more. So now they're going to ult. Now you heal. I think the reason why the Thing dies here is because of the fact that you LOS'd him. I'm pretty sure that these ults, the way that they work is that when they're out of the line of sight, they break the healing. So because you walked on the other side of the payload, it didn't heal him. And it might have healed him some more if you were right behind him or still within LOS of him. So definitely don't break the LOS of your tanks. And Manta's ult also is not super powerful. It's not as strong as Invisible Woman or Luna or Cloak and Dagger. So you need to still be on top of them, heal and possibly using your heals during those times. But once again, like Cloak and Dagger is like pushed up right here as well. You could just put her to sleep and like your team might be able to kill her, right? Like look low. Oh, there she goes. She dies. But right here, you could throw your sleep out offensively. Once again, like point your reticle up and try and throw it long range. A lot of Mantises in like higher range will just do that to try and get like a free pick off of somebody. Like if the Punisher is ulting or somebody's ulting, you might be able to knock them out. Bucky's ulting, try to rush in there and back him up. I don't think you can reach him, but still. So he dies. Sleep, sleep, sleep. There you go. See, that's what I mean. Every single time he does that, put him to sleep and punish him for it. Put him to sleep, damage, boost yourself, punish. Apply pressure. Yep, just nonstop damage. Shoot, 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 shoot. Damage, boost your team. Damage, boost your team. You have all of these leaves and they're not being used. You get one leaf back every single time that you, every time you headshot somebody. So you should be damage boosting your team, trying to headshot, healing in between, and every time the damage boost wears off, reapply it again. You get hit with Strange here because you weren't tracking his ult, and that's the only way to avoid these situations because you don't have a shield, you don't have anything to stop it. Maybe a support ult, if you had it, might have worked, but when you don't have support ults, you need to be keeping in mind of like, hey, when was the last time Doctor Strange ulted, right? How long has it been? Because if it's been a while, he's going to do it. And you need to know to keep your distance. And don't get me wrong, like when I say that, everybody forgets this stuff all the time. Even in high elo, people just forget. Like, but that's the only way to avoid that situation. You also could have tried to sleep him, like know what's happening and hear Eye of Agamotto and just hit shift, right?
I built myself a new body. Like it?
Damage boost, damage boost, damage boost. Damage boost yourself. The heal over time. Now you can heal. I think it might be okay. There you go. Healing the tank there was good. You were keeping him alive because he was getting low. Apply a heal to Bucky now. There you go. See, those are the types of heals that are good because now when people are getting low and the enemy thinks they have an advantage, you can pump heals into them to keep them alive. Bucky died mostly due to like the burst damage of Strange as E. There's nothing really that would have stopped that. You're trying to hit Squirrel Girl and it's not really working. Like you need to rotate into a position that maybe makes it easier to hit her. Like maybe if you're standing here behind this cover and shooting, you might have had an easier time because like as you're looking at her, she's moving like this, right? Whereas if you would have gone from this side, it would have been more like this way in line with her. It would have might have been easier to hit. So like try to rotate into positions where it's easier to hit them, right? The same as like my Psylocke videos and stuff, right? Where, you know, if my team is facing this way and the enemy team is facing this way, right? I, as Psylocke, am going to take a 90-degree turn. So that way, as they're like trying to strafe back and forth, right? As the enemy team is strafing back and forth right here, I am looking from this direction. So that way they're running in a straight line to me, like just forward and backward. Try to put yourself into positions where they're doing that as well. Ooh, taking a lot of damage. Just spam, spam, spam. That's all you can do. Damage boost. You got the heal. Rejoin your team. Then cloak counter ults. You're standing in the cloak ult for too long. You're taking a lot of free damage. And you're going to die. Yeah. It wasn't... You were kind of like rotating back from the danger, but like if you were going to ult, you needed to like rejoin your team. I'm not opposed to like using selfish ults in order to like stay alive. Like that for sure is a thing. But afterwards, you know, it didn't really amount to much because then Cloak ulted and then you kind of like stood in the Cloak ult and took the duel when she had the advantage. Whereas you should have either rotated to a better position where you got an advantage or like use your ult or something to like go forward like through that room and you know, maybe be on the jump pad or maybe take a different angle or something. Because yeah, that's the only way to sort of avoid that scenario. Here, damage boost. Oh, it looks like you did apply it to him at the start there, which is good. You're applying heals to full health tanks. Like that's a good heal. It's an okay heal. Heal good. You're okay. You're taking a lot of damage as Punisher is staring directly at you, and you see how like there's this cover here. You're just walking back and forth in the open, right? That means that he's just going to keep shooting you. At the moment that like he started shooting you, you should have rotated around this cover here, so you could have poked your head out and shot back, and then poked back behind the cover in case you needed it. Because right now you just take a bunch of free damage. Like right there, that rotation around that cover was good. Good heals. Get the thing. Get the thing. Good sleep. Start rotating back. You're down, people. You're getting pressured. Yeah, get around the cover. Get around the cover. Okay. Your rotation, I mean, like, getting out of that dangerous situation was good. There, applying pressure. An offensive ult, an aggressive one. I'm not opposed. Good sleep.
Down to 30 seconds.
Okay, now get out because your ult's gonna run out.
I am healed.
And now you're in the midst of all of them.
My anger is healthy.
Judge.
Okay, this is bad. Uh, you overstayed your welcome. Once your ult runs out, you want to back up again, right? Uh, because of the fact that like you need to know the timing of like when your ult is going to run out, and you can play aggressive during that time and try and get kills and stuff. But the moment that it's not going to work out anymore, you need to back up and start getting into your next position, which for me, it would have been like maybe back here and like shooting at them and trying to, hit the off angle while my team is here, and then like rotate it back around with my team when it got dicey. Because now Punisher's going to ult, and you have to essentially cross this gap in order to stay alive. And if they collapse in on you, you're gonna die. Which
Jury. Exit.
oh, good, they got the kill.
The world.
The cloak and dagger is ulting, so you turn into heal bot mode.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Yep. Good. It's kind of lucky that like the Punisher, died during his ult and like he didn't get killed, but it was a very aggressive angle, I will say. Like the higher you climb, the more that a mistake like that is going to be noticed, and someone's going to be like collapse on the Mantis because she has no mobility. It's not going to be easy to get her for her to get out, right?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
So yeah, after the first round, let me just say that like primarily your problem isn't that you're healing, it's your damage boosting. It's damage boosting yourself, it's damage boosting your allies, and you're positioning yourself where you're not outputting the maximum damage and making it easier on your aim. You're relying too heavily on yourself trying to hit those like very hard to do shots, and there's easier ways to apply pressure that you're not going to miss as often. And other than that, like your positioning and ability to stay alive is actually really good so far. Like there's only been like a couple of times where maybe you could have taken a bit more of an aggressive angle, but your ability to rotate back and sort of sense the danger is actually pretty decent, especially for plat. Like people die a lot more often in plat. So those are like the pro takeaways. The only thing I'll say is just like don't focus so much on healing your allies, and like, focus on healing them when like I need her to land on the ground. Okay, so this is a good example because you have a tank here and you have a support here. When the tanks get to like, when they're missing this much health, right? Then you can heal them. When you see a support or a squishy missing that much health, heal them, right? You can prioritize healing that. But until then, they're probably fine, right? Like unless you see they're going to suddenly take a lot of damage or something like that, prioritize helping them kill the problem versus just helping survive the problem. Because if you kill the person, then they don't have to worry about it, right? You can heal them afterwards. The most important thing in a lot of these games that people need to understand is that you need to prioritize helping secure the kills and dealing damage, because a 2v1 on someone is a lot easier than trying to just heal someone as they take a 1v1. Because the damage output from the way that the healing sort of works is that if you take a 1v1 with someone and they're getting healed, they're probably going to be able to survive it. But if you take a 2v1 on someone and there's two people attacking the same person at once, the healing output from one person is not enough to keep them alive. So there's a lot of times where it's just more beneficial to try and deal damage to the threat than it is to try and heal them.
Battle starts in 5, 4.
And your job as a support is to recognize when it's time to do damage and when it's time to
All you
heal.
need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? Feel better. Fight better.
Don't tell Alicia I was here. She thinks I'm grocery shop.
So you applied a lot of resources early on, and because of it, now you don't have them as you're walking up to the choke. You want to try and use them and apply them as you're at the choke. There you go. Apply the pressure. Heal the Bucky now.
Let me help.
Might not have seen him.
You made me
Like, once again, you're trying to hit shots that are, like, really far away. What you should be doing here is that, like, everybody is just they're doing rock'em sock'em robots. The enemy is facing this way, you're facing this way. Everybody's hitting shots and nobody's hitting anything, right? This wall right here, it breaks, right? So what you do is you go up to this wall, hug this edge, and as you're hugging this edge, you can see the spider bot, you can see Penny, and Punisher can't see you. And in order to deal with you, they have to come to you and try to be a threat to you, but your teammates are there, right? It is much easier to hit shots on stuff you know is safe. Like this spider bot thing is shutting your team down and stopping your tanks from really hard engaging decently. You could break that wall, walk through there, and destroy the penny bot or the spider bot on your own, right? And that would enable your tanks to walk forward. Because like the thing, your two tanks are Thor and the thing. They don't have the range to kill this thing, right? But even just check your location right here. Look at how now, once you rotated into this spot, you have direct LOS of that spider bot right there. That is an easy free thing for you to kill with your range because your tanks can't do it. And the moment that you destroy that, then you enable your tanks to walk in. See, look at this. And even without even me getting a chance to say it, look at how if you would have broken this wall and rotated here faster, look at how great of an angle this is. This is free now, and you get free damage on Penny. Punisher can't see you. Rocket can't see you. Cloak and Dagger can't see you. I don't even know where their Squirrel Girl is. And the only person who can fight you or can come try and attack you is Cap, and we know how that ends for him. This is the location you want to try and be in because of the fact that Mantis is not a healing support. She's a DPS support. Damage boost, damage boost, damage boost. Wasted movement. You went in that room and like there was no reason to. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Waited too long. He still dies for it, but that's only because he grossly misplayed. Like, just hit the sleep early. You're applying heals. You need to apply damage boost. Kill the penny bot. Kill the penny bot. The reason why I say kill the penny bot is once again this to me personally, killing these things enables your tanks, especially knowing that like they can't go in there and take off that pressure without you first destroying that and without, Bucky destroying it. I like this positioning though, because of the fact that there is cover right here and you can hide behind it. I would have hugged this side and aimed at this spider bot safely while I could still heal the Bucky. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, that is exactly what I mean. See, look at how effective this is. And now you have lured her into a range where you are deadly. You have just given yourself the damage boost. You have the sleep, and I don't know what's going to happen here, but I want to see you put her to sleep and then punish her for it and make her back up. You can heal your teammate there if you get it in time. Nope. You drop the heal, which is fine. Applying pressure. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I want to see. That is actually good. See, look at this. No, stay out there. Stay with your team. Stay with your team. You're fighting the point. Why are you here? No, 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 no. Okay. There's a lot of stuff wasted right here. Right here. Your team is now currently fighting. You are trying to take control over the objective. There is nothing for you out here that you can really do on your own. You need to be there and trying to do your best. Now that you guys have the numbers advantage, you need to take this objective. So you need to be out here doing whatever that means to help your team, whether it means healing them or damage boosting them or, getting ready to sleep someone. You need to take the objective as fast as possible. That's all you need to do. And now that you have the numbers advantage, the goal is to take the objective. And I understand that like I'm the one who made the spawn camping video, but like the point of the spawn camping video is to do spawn camping when you know that you need it in order to secure the numbers advantage. Here, you already have the numbers advantage and you need to stay out there trying to cap that point. Because you see how there's a whole lot of stuff going on where your team is fighting and you're not anywhere near the fight. And is that's your team's ult? Yeah. Now you're trying to like destroy the barrier. If you were trying to destroy the barrier from inside earlier, you would have been able to help your team out more. Because watch, Invisible Woman's going to get the ult, and she uses it immediately. And if you were with your team, you would have been inside the ult. You could have been standing still, shooting at this Punisher and taking him out. But because of the fact that you wasted a bunch of time and you went around, you end up getting nothing done for it, and then you end up dying for it. And now now the enemy team stalls out for longer.
Circle of life.
And now you're in the position where you're having a coin flip as to like what your team is going to do. There you go. Hesitated a little bit on the heal, but it was the right idea. Yes, good. Yes. You have great range, right? As Mantis, you have really good range. So being able to take out rocket res stations or penny bots or Loki totems or clones, like that's how you can support your team and enable them to win, because removing those cooldowns makes it much easier on your team to engage. But right now, you're rotating at the wrong time. Rotations happen when there's downtime. There's no downtime right now. Like, Thor is already fighting, so you don't really get to have the option to like rotate around the side and off angle, especially given the fact that there's only 2 supports. When people are fighting, you need to back up who they're fighting and trying to find the safest position in which to do so. It's not bad as you pull attention, but like once again, because you're off angling at the wrong time, your Thor dies.
Judge, jury, executioner.
Oh, I do like the fact that at least you understand that you are around cover and you have a place to back up when it gets dangerous. But like right now, where's your team? Right? I think they're still walking out of spawn. So you're applying pressure. You're applying pressure before your team is even there to like back you up. And now you've taken so much damage that now by the time your team does engage, you're not there to like help them. And if you were within LOS of like your rocket there, you could have gotten healed, right? Like instead of walking all the way around back here, right? You could just like go through this room, walk forward. Remember that spot before? This spot right here that you were hugging where you helped destroy the penny bot when it was on the point. You could get an off angle from here and still support your team and not be seen by Squirrel Girl, and maybe Punisher goes for you, but you just heard clobber in time, so you know like damage is about to start coming in. And there's a health pack too, like right here. Like you didn't need to go all the way around and back. There's just a lot of downtime that's wasted where you're not utilizing it fully. Because now you walk away, you have a pick on the cloak. That when Thor was low is when you should do damage, or when you should have healed. This is good though. Good. You recognize that Bucky had marked her with his ult, and the faster she dies, the faster he can do that again. Sleep. Oh, watch the squirrels. Stay alive. I think that was probably fine. Prioritizing staying alive and grabbing the health back. Right now, once again, fight on the objective versus like off angling here. Although it does work out, I will say that. Okay. I'm not totally upset by that. You did take out a lot of resources from them. The only downside to that was not remembering that Squirrel Girl was coming back out of spawn and then dying to it. You did take out a lot of resources, but I feel like you might have been able to help control the pressure and keep control over the objective if you were with your team during that time, because they were all funneling in from one room anyway. It did work out sort of in this instance, but this is one of those things where like, there you go. I do like that. Sleep. Yes!
Double KO. My anger
You're actually pretty good at taking 1v1s. Like, what you should be doing is luring people into those 1v1s, but also recognizing when it's time to take the 1v1s and when it's time to heal. That was just Squirrel Girl spam. You were not uh, banking, or you were forgetting it was going to bounce off the back wall.
circle of life.
Heal. 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 No. Heal your Namor. Heal your Namor. Heal your Thor. Okay, yeah.
I need assistance. You made me angry.
Damage boost your Bucky. Stand in the mines. You got away just barely. Okay, keeping him alive. Okay, recognizing there's a couple of times where Thor got low and you need to recognize in the moment that he needs heals. And same for Namor. Like, you need to keep people low when they get low health. Once again, when your squishies are missing like this much of their health, it's time to turn the heals on. Then it's time to heal bot. But if they're, you know, if they're only missing like, like this, I think that's the overshield, so that doesn't really fully count. But like if they're just missing like, 3 bars, it's fine. They're okay. But um, you are good at at dealing damage and off angling. Like those are the good things, but recognizing in those moments where it's time to suddenly switch back to healer mode, that's what you need to work on.
Help didn't help. My anger is
Attack, 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 apply pressure.
You're halfway there. Keep
I'm all for this applying pressure here. Like break the walls too. Like here, you're applying heals to your teammates and they need damage boost. There, destroy the penny bot. Destroy the penny bot.
This is real firepower.
I don't think you can destroy that, but I mean, like, I understand trying. Alt. Counter alt. There you go.
Judge, jury, execution.
He's gonna die. Even if you were healing the thing there was nothing you could do. Sleep, 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 sleep. You're holding your abilities too long. You can use this sleep a lot more often and a lot more offensively to just shut people down, try and get some extra damage and force that pressure back. You want to try and use these abilities as much as you can at the right times possible. But like, right now your problem is the fact that you don't feel confident enough to use them super often. And same for like, once again, you used one, I think maybe to damage boost yourself, or no, to apply a heal to Thor, who maybe he needed it, but then like you immediately hit a headshot and now it's back to full again, right? You should be applying these things and making sure that like to maximize the efficiency of these leaves, you want to be using them as much as possible, essentially. Like, if you have these up and nobody has a damage boost on them, you're wasting valuable resources, right? Because they could be charging on their own. You could be getting headshots and getting them back. Like, you could be applying a heal. There's a lot of things you can do that makes Mantis very complicated in that way. And there's a lot of things to keep track, but you need to be maximizing that efficiency by applying the damage boost as much as possible to people. Because like right here, you're just applying heals to people, which is like it's okay because like Cloak ulted, but also everyone's kind of full, so it's not really super worth it. Now you can heal a Bucky. There you go. This is a good angle. Yeah, just keep spamming, get their attention. Check your team though. Occasionally, yeah, blown up. You played with fire. Not terrible. You were still near cover at least. I'm not sure if you were damage boosted. No, you were damage boosted at least. But there, like, does it give you a speed boost when you apply the damage boost? Because if not, then it's probably fine. Damage boost. Damage boost. You're applying preemptive heals. Kill the penny bot. Kill the penny bot. Apply the sleep. There you go. At least penny died, so then it goes down. But now you need to be focusing on the objective. Focus on the objective. Fight the people on the point.
Judge, jury,
This is working, and it shouldn't be. But good kill. I'm going to tell you right now, you're getting away with this because it's plat, and this is not going to work out. This is not going to work out later. But like, you see how like they're stalling out the objective right now? You're fighting targets that are not, you know, like right now you're taking a 1v1 with a rocket, and he's technically winning this. He's technically winning this because of the fact that your team is getting stalled out on the point, and they're down to support. Good kill. Like, you cap it, but I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that was just like really lucky. Because what you're doing right now is something you're only gonna be able to get away with for a little bit. What you need to do in these scenarios is here you survive. You're attacking. You need to prioritize surviving for sure. Because, like, yeah, you take that damage. You apply the heal to yourself. But, like, right here, you turn towards these guys, right? But there's somebody stalling the point out. And what you need to do is you need to turn back around and stall the point rather than try and take the duel with these people up here. You know, because this is a rocket, a cloak, and I guess it's maybe like your Thor. Yeah. Who doesn't get the damage boost. Here, rocket's low. Like, imagine, you know, like, look at this. Is just like there's a squirrel girl stalling the point out, and maybe someone else. But it's like, good kill, good pick. But like, once again, this is going for kills versus playing the objective, right? The problem right now is that you haven't capped the objective, and it's in overtime, and you're creating pressure in a way by like stalling these people out. But it's only you, Thor, and Rocket. You need to cap that point now. And to cap that point, you need to kill the people that are on it. You don't need to kill the people back here. You could kill the people back here, but ultimately it won't matter to anything if, you know, your teammates don't kill who's on the objective or if they step off.
judge, jury.
Like, you have good killing potential. It's just you need to recognize when it's time to help your team and when it's time to off angle, right? Like, that was decent. But yeah, now you're getting too aggressive and you're getting too confident with the fact that you were getting away with it for so long that you think you're still going to get away with it. Damage boost. Applying pressure, attacking. Maxing hit 1.25 side. It's not fine. Stay hidden. See how you're playing really aggressive without your tanks going up? Okay, now you're going to die. And the reason why you died is actually quite simple. So you're playing up with your tank, but your tank starts backing up, which is the right call because this is a lot of pressure, right? This payload is not being contested right now. Nobody is up here. You need this. If you had the payload here, you'd have cover from this guy, right? But instead, you push up too far, and the only cover you have possibly is to be there. But then they have the ability to collapse in on you, and you can't go anywhere without being seen, right? So that's exactly what happens. And you turn back around, and then you die when, like, the fight wasn't even engaged yet. Like, nothing happened. The payload's not up there yet. You just need to focus on, like, rotating and moving with the payload. You're too focused on like the damage and the DPS that you forget that it's an objective based game and you need to be playing around that objective. Like it's a good thing the thing got aggressive and then he also died, but he traded when you could have backed up with Thor and you would have been in a 6v5. That's a good heal. Bad heal. Applying damage, 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 damage. Throw out your sleep offensively. You guys have the advantage there.
We are undefeatable! Us against the world! The final 10 seconds!
Cloak is ulting. You don't have your sleep and you don't have your ult. This is an aggressive angle. Attack the people your team is attacking and damage boost them, right? You're focusing on trying to off angle and deal damage, but like I think even in this scenario, like you apply the damage boost to yourself now, but you got hit and now you're gonna pay for it, you're gonna die. Yeah. No, good sleep. But because of the fact that like you were in this angle and applying this pressure from here, they turned on you. You used the sleep and now you don't have the sleep for the Punisher either. Like don't get me wrong. And part of this game is having off-angle pressure and being a distraction. If you can distract multiple people at once, it's beneficial. But the problem is it doesn't feel like you're being that much of a distraction. And you're not maximizing your good. You're not maximizing how much like damage boost you could be giving your allies. Yeah. Now your team is just like trickling out because they don't have a choice in order to touch the point. Do they push it farther?
A guardian never gives up.
Heal that didn't do anything. A good ult.
Help is here.
And now you're just spamming heals ahead of time. Now you walk out of the amplifier to off angle that, which might not be the worst idea, but honestly, I just would have stayed in the amplifier range. That's a 40% increase of damage. Plus, you have an extra 12% on top of that. And you could have been damage boosting your team. And it doesn't even matter. You guys could have like all just turned and looked at once and taken out the Punisher turret. And also at the same time, you had Bucky over here ready to off angle as well. But right now, once again, same thing as before, right? You're attacking the people back here, which is sort of creating space, but the objective's not moving. It was a good kill. You're attacking the squirrel girl, but the point's not moving. And now is your team gonna win that fight? Good. I mean, this is somehow working. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that it worked. However, I am a bit worried about how long you're going to be able to do this for, because of the fact that you're getting away with stuff that isn't going to last very long. Rotating around, the point of rotating is to create that pressure and create that space, and then collapse in on them. If you notice that nobody on the point is dying because there's somebody else in the back healing, like yes, you can kind of turn for that, but this game has a lot of like lucky things happening like that.
Final score 3-2-2.
So yeah, you won.
Help, friends. Chin up. Us against the world.
And you got a kill. Yeah, this is good. Like you know how to get kills and secure kills. I'll give you that. Like the aggression here and taking out kills for sure, but a lot of times like the game was way closer than it needed to be a lot of times because of the fact that like you just weren't doing the things you were supposed to at the right times, right? You have times where your team is fighting and there's too much downtime, or you have a bunch of people you're applying heals to that might not need the heals. Instead, like they need like the damage boost, right? you need to prioritize giving your team damage boost as often as possible. You need to like rotate with your team, and more than anything, like when the enemy team is has got is fighting for the objective, you don't want to go back and start spawn camping. If it's a 3v3 on the objective, uh, and you're in the back causing a distraction, right? Let's say, like, on this point, when you went back, uh, where was it? Yeah, this part. Oh, you're getting kills. No, it was here. Once again, bad angle. Health pack there, and then you walk away to get the one farther away. A lot of downtime going on. Um, no, it was more of like right here. This is this is where it's good you get the rocket. It's good you get the penny bot thing, but then you walk out and then you walk back in, and like in these scenarios where um you haven't had control over the objective, you're focusing on flanking when what your team needs now is they need that damage boost, they need your support. There's ways to off angle here where you know this wall breaks, right? So if you know that they're coming from that direction, um instead of being with your team out where they were, you could have been over here, like off angling and like, shooting behind this pillar here, and, shooting and applying pressure while still being near your team and applying a damage boost, right? You got away with it in this game because this is a lower elo game. But when you take an aggressive angle like that, I can tell you right now that the higher you climb, the faster this team is going to recognize that you're coming from the backside. Everyone's going to turn and kill you all at once. Um, and I will say, here's the thing: in lower elo games, you can take more aggressive plays, uh, if it will help you win the games. But as you climb, this is something to keep in mind, that it's once you start to get punished for it, you need to start taking smarter angles, like behind the pillar over here and shooting this way while your team shoots this way, right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're focused on getting kills instead of focusing on getting kills to secure the objective. And you are really good at killing. It's just you need to, prioritize the targets that are stalling this game out and making it last longer than it needs to be. Uh, 'Cause yeah, I would try to keep that in mind. But overall, like, your level of aggression, I don't think is bad. I would rather play with players who are too aggressive than too passive. But, recognizing those safe positions you can go to is going to help you immensely. Like, the time over when I was telling you about the spider bot, or like, sitting behind this pillar and shooting here, like, there's key positioning things where you can get to good positions that are safe, where you can help support and enable your team, that you don't have to be killing everyone on the team yourself in order to try and win, right? Um, and prioritizing, you know, like uh, like this guy, that's when you heal. That's when you heal. Like, you heal when the squishy gets that low. Like, this tank doesn't need a heal, but this guy needs a damage boost. This guy needs a damage boost. This guy needs a damage boost. Like, you need to prioritize, maximizing the efficiency of these pedals and making sure that everybody is just constantly like damage boost. And don't double damage boost someone. Like, damage boost them, and then damage boost the next person, and then damage boost the next person. Uh, and save your heals primarily when people look like that, right? And don't be afraid to use that sleep more offensively, because yeah, you can use it to secure kills that way. Or even just like I said, like Punisher is ulting, or he's in infinite ammo and he just starts shooting. Like, just put him to sleep and leave him asleep. Like, it lasts like 6 seconds long. But yeah, overall, like, your level of aggression and your ability to secure kills is really impressive. It's just choosing the right places in which to do that and choosing when to go for those kills is going to help you immensely. But always remember that at the end of the day, this is an objective based game. The point is to secure the objective. And if you're flanking and they're still holding up the objective, you're not technically winning. Like you're putting in a coin flip and hoping that your team secures the kills on the objective for you with the space that you've created. And like, although that is sort of a strategy, I prefer to just say like, hey, let's just all, once you've created that space and push people back, flank in on the people defending the objective and help kill them, so that way you can push it in faster. Because like, you showed me a game where you won, but it was very close, and I'm sure I'd be willing to bet. Let's see. Um, yeah, you have a lot of like this is a good example. Your team has a lot of final hits, right? Like, let's compare the final hits to theirs. Your team has way more final hits than the enemy team, but it was super close. And it's because of the fact that they were stalling out the objective for so long that the final hits didn't really matter too much. What you guys need to do as a team is play around this objective, you know, use it as cover, play around it and keep the enemy from stalling it out. Focus targets who are keeping you from having control over that objective. But yeah, overall, like like I said, I'd rather have a player that's too aggressive than too passive. And I think that if you polish a couple of those positioning things and rotations and target priority, like your games are going to get a lot easier after that because you clearly have the ability to do the damage and get the kills. All you need now is just sort of like a little bit of polish. But yeah, hopefully this helps. Let me know. I definitely think you should stick with Mantis. I like seeing you on her. Uh, and yeah, just don't forget, just damage boost. Heal people when they get low, but damage boost yourself, damage boost your allies, damage boost your teammates. Constantly damage boost, damage, as awkward might say. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. If you rank up and you get to diamond, let me know. But yeah, this was a good one. You really stepped it up in the second half in terms of getting kills. Now it's just playing around the objective. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for submitting it.